8:23 right now. Welcome back. Pennsylvania received more than $7 billion over the summer thanks to the American Rescue Plan. The legislature plans to only spend about $1 billion of that this year. Joining us now to talk about the Commonwealth's financial state is State Treasurer Stacy Garrity. First time we've had you on the program. Great to have you on, and it is important because as treasurer, you are the steward of a prized possession of everyone who's watching at home, and that is our money. So I wanted to start with that broad question. How do you view Pennsylvania's financial status right now?
First, Matt, I just want to thank you for having me on your show. It's a real pleasure to be here. So as far as our financial health, we're carefully watching what happens in a couple of years when we might hit that fiscal cliff. So right now, you might be referring to the rainy day fund. So right now we have $2.9 billion. We just transferred the $2.6 billion this past week, and that was authorized earlier this year as part of our new budget. So that puts us up around 25 days, which is around the national median. And so as far as the other $4.5 billion, I think that it's important to save as much as we can.
And I wanted to ask you about that because of the $7 billion that Pennsylvania had to spend from the American Rescue Plan. They set aside $2.5 billion for the rainy day fund, as you just mentioned. And you said at the time that that was important and fiscally responsible. Why, in your mind, was it more important for the money to be saved instead of being used for COVID-19 relief programs at the time?
Well, I think we've gotten a lot of other additional, funding for COVID relief. The $500 million that we just put out to, all the municipalities. So I think right now with the uncertainty of the future, the economy, saving is just the right decision. And if you recall earlier, I did applaud the General Assembly for putting that money aside in the rainy day fund.
One of the things,
before that, Matt, we only had less than 2 days in our rainy day fund. Now we're up to about 25 days.
Well, one of the things that your office does is the 529 College and Career Savings Program. It's been around for decades. You recently said that last year has been the most successful in about 30 years. How do families sign up for this, and why is it something that your office continues to push so hard for?
Okay, yes, last year, in spite of the pandemic, we had the best year ever on all accounts. We had 25,000 new accounts, saved about $732 million. So the 529 offers so many great benefits. So the contributions are tax deductible. The 529 assets are exempt from Pennsylvania inheritance tax, and this is really important. It has no impact on state financial aid. So the contributions do grow tax-free. And as far as withdrawals go, there are no taxes paid, and that's on the state and federal level. And Matt, something very important, we're announcing today that we just lowered the minimum contribution from $10 to $1. So you're hearing it first.
A little bit of breaking news on Fox 43, $10 minimum input down to $1. We'll have more information as well on our website, fox43.com. I wanted to kind of change topics to the state vault, which is one of the coolest secrets that the state treasury kind of has to offer. I've been in there before. I wanted to ask you about unclaimed property. I'm also curious, though, as someone who's been treasurer for about 10 months, what's the neatest item you've seen down there?
Oh my gosh. The things that I care the most about, of course, are the military decorations. We have about 651, so we have Purple Hearts, Bronze Stars, Legions of Merit, campaign ribbons from every major conflict. We've given back about 114 in the 8.5 months, or almost 9 months I've been in office. Something that is really neat, but it happened before I arrived. They had a stuffed piranha that was auctioned off for $30. Matt, have you ever toured our vault?
I'm sorry?
Have you ever toured our vault?
I've been in the vault. We've done stories before about reuniting families with war medals. Very inspiring. And I know there's about $4 billion of unclaimed property down there. So I'm kind of curious how you get that money back to and property back to Pennsylvanians. Okay,
so we've just upgraded our system, and it's the first upgrade in 15 years. So it's very easy. You just go to patreasury.gov/unclaimed property, put your money in. 1 out of 10 Pennsylvanians have unclaimed property. We really want to get it back to, to the people in the Commonwealth. The average claim is about $2,000. So we're pushing Everywhere I go, I've been to about 40 counties, pushing unclaimed property all over the place. Did a community outreach event in Philadelphia, downtown Philadelphia last week, where those folks really could have needed the money, and we got about $65,000 back. Matt, I think York is big for you, and I have that number here. Just in New York, there's $49.5 million of unclaimed property. So hopefully your listeners will get out there and check, because I guarantee either they or a family or a friend have unclaimed property.
We have about 45 seconds to go, and I want to end on this. Last week, you questioned whether Republican senators doing the election investigation needed Social Security and driver's license ID numbers. And the reason I'm asking you about this, because you're one of the state's highest-ranking Republicans. What is your message to your GOP colleagues?
Well, I think that it's always good to get the least amount of information that we can to accomplish the goal. But I know that they're looking at this election investigation in a phased approach. And the first phase is looking at the SURE system. And the belief is that if they have the driver's license and the Social Security, that's the last four of the SOCH, that they'll be able to see, what is the issue as far as duplications and as far as how many deceased voters that we still have on the rolls.
All right. State Treasurer Stacy Garrity, thanks so much for joining us. We ran out of time. We could probably do this for another 20 minutes, so we'll have to get you back on in a longer form way some other time soon. Thank you so much for joining us on the Capitol Beat.
Thank you, Matt.